The movement is real. It's America first. America first or die, baby. Let's run it.
Do you think that Marjorie Taylor Greene has overextended herself to try to make herself be understood? Do you think it's necessary for anyone to have to do that to identify as not anti-Semitic or something that they even said? It's kind of crazy that there's this extreme stigma being built around anti-Semitism, and now they're trying to pass things and put things into colleges and schools, and there's so much conflict, and I don't understand why. What is the need for all of this? So now Nick is going to go on a tear. He's going to talk about Marjorie Taylor Greene. He's going to talk about Gad Saad. He's going to talk about Cassie Akiva. And this really does show that people are trying to dodge anti-Semitism or trying to spread their ideology of what they could be doing. And it's interesting because Marjorie Taylor Greene is trying to show a political appropriateness. Gad Saad is trying to show some cause and even though show backing to Marjorie Taylor Greene, which Nick will explain that, and goes after Cassie Akiva for saying that Megyn Kelly has been a longtime defender of Israel. Attacking her is unwarranted. So, let's see what Nick has to say about that. I would love to know your comments down below, what you think about that. Let's get right into the video.
What does Tucker Carlson say? I'm not an enemy of Israel. I love Israel. I called up my friends in the Israeli government and I said, I am not your enemy. What did Charlie Kirk say? Charlie Kirk said, of course we can criticize Netanyahu, but we all still love Israel because it's the Holy Land and I'm not an enemy of Israel and they'll never lose me. And what's Cassie saying? Oh, Megyn Kelly supports Israel. She's cool. She's fine. We don't want to alienate her because there's real enemies of Israel out there that need to be isolated and destroyed. Do you see the game that they're running? The pro-Israel Jews that are a part of this, that support Jewish control over America, they realize they're losing the conversation. They realize they've lost the young people. They're losing the evangelicals. They're losing the Republicans. They realize they're losing this debate. And they recognize that if they keep pushing this maximalist position and saying everybody must swear allegiance to Israel, it's only going to confirm people's criticisms of Israel and alienate people that might have a moderate criticism. In other words, if they go to Charlie Kirk and say, you have to adopt this maximalist position, they risk alienating Charlie Kirk and Tucker and Candace and Megyn Kelly. And if they really lose those people, then they're in real trouble. So they want to do a tactical retreat and say, well, if you still support Israel, we'll tolerate some dissent. We will open up a space, as the Jews love to do. Kabbalists, they want to open up a space and say, we're going to create some wiggle room for people to criticize Israel in this exceptional time. We're going to afford some latitude for people to criticize in order to not push them away and alienate them, but push them away towards what? Towards full opposition. And what's the goal? Why does Gad Saad say it's detrimental to the cause? Because there's real Jew haters that need to be isolated. They want to, and they did this on Joe Rogan as well, who Gad Saad referenced. Joe Rogan said, Jake Shields condemning or denying the Holocaust, that's beyond the pale. Dave Smith said the same thing, denying the Holocaust and having a problem with Jews, that's beyond the pale. They want to contain. They want to, and think about it in terms of like an army. They want to have as many people on their side as possible. So if that means a tactical retreat and letting some people on their side criticize Israel, as long as they love Israel, they're okay with that for now. They want to isolate the people that are truly opposed so that that's the smallest number possible. They want to continue to castigate and marginalize and persecute that position. If you're a real anti-Semite, if you're a real Jew hater, if you're actually an enemy of Israel, you're over there and you're going to remain over there. And we're going to try and get that camp to be as small and isolated as possible and minimize and marginalize it as much as possible. And we're going to try and get the masses into this bucket where we say, well, we're not that far. We're not crazy. We're not hateful. We're not this, that, or we're not really against Israel. Maybe we like Israel, we just don't like the foreign aid. We like Israel, we just disagree with Netanyahu. We like Israel, we just don't want to be called anti-Semitic for some criticism. And this is an act of shepherding. They are shepherding these people into this bucket and trying to get them to lower the temperature. Not to mix metaphors. But you can see very clearly that this is really the whole point. This is why you have people like Tucker and Candace and Dave Smith. And I like Dave. Dave, I know and I trust him. I think he does this just because he's Jewish. But, you know, Megyn Kelly, Charlie Kirk, the conversation is always the same. It's I support Israel, but I just don't like foreign aid. I support Israel. I just don't like this, that, or the other.
Do you feel like Tucker, Megyn Kelly, that inside circle, Gad Saad, all these people, do you believe that they might have a different agenda? Something that's not America first? I mean, I don't know. It's like, I think Tucker is not, but then the CIA stuff and then the lying and then acting Christian and acting like you care about the people that are suffering or struggling financially and then making fun of just that very demographic. It's very weird, right? I'd really like to know what you think in the comments down below. Let's keep going.
I'm not an enemy of Israel. I just don't like the foreign wars. I just disagree with Netanyahu. And this is because they want to prevent a full-blown revolt. They don't want people to say, we don't want to be owned by Israel. I don't fucking support Israel. Why would I support Israel? Literally, as an American, why would I give a fuck, one single fuck about Israel? Why? They're on the other side of the world. They practice a religion that hates Jesus. They don't even like us. Look at the surveys on this. Evangelicals have an extremely high opinion of Jews in Israel, and Jews and Israel have an extremely low opinion of Christians and evangelicals. They spit on Christian missionaries. They prevent Christians from moving around in the Holy Land. Israel lies to our government, tries to get us to fight their wars, steals our money. Why would we give a fuck about them? Why would we support them? They are hostile. They do things to us that are hostile. I'll give you a quick example. We give Israel $25-30 billion to fight their war with Iran. We give them $500 million a year for their missile system. We're supporting them in Gaza and Iran, even though it's detrimental to us. Do you know that Israel has gone out of their way repeatedly to support America in Ukraine? Whatever you think about our war in Ukraine, whatever you think about it, whether you support it, don't support it, it is America's war. It's Washington, D.C.'s war.
Do you support us helping anybody else in the other wars that are happening around the world? Now, Nick is saying it is our war. Do you think that we should be even having a war over there? What is the purpose of this and why are we not putting America first? If you got answers, put them down in the comments.
The Trump administration, Biden administration, second Trump administration are supporting Ukraine. Do you know that Israel has gone out of their way not to sell weapon systems to countries because they know that those weapon systems will help Ukraine? Israel has voted against our resolutions in the UN condemning Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Israel's gone out of their way not to put the most sanctions on Russia because they don't want to alienate Russia. Because they have a strategic relationship with Russia. So when Israel fights a war, that's our war. We have to support them. They're our ally. But when America fights a war, it's not Israel's war. Because Israel doesn't want to alienate Russia. Israel's got to keep its options open. So when it comes to Israel, We have no options. The only option is Israel all the way. When America fights a war, Israel didn't send any troops in Iraq. Israel didn't let us station our troops in Israel. Israel doesn't help us in Ukraine. They only help themselves. They're hostile. They try to coerce us. They lie to us. They give us false intelligence. They are hostile. Forget about they're our closest ally. They are hostile. They should be treated with suspicion. We should treat them like we treat Brazil or like Turkey. At best. At worst, we should treat them like Russia. Like a reality that we have to deal with. A competitor.
So all this stuff is super interesting. I definitely don't think it's necessary for people like Marjorie Taylor Greene, anybody in the political party, anybody at all in general, needing to apologize or explain the reason why they said things that were not anti-Semitic or not racial or not hatred against a certain or slaying hatred against a certain demographic. This is absolutely unnecessary. Why do we have this expectation all of a sudden? Why do people feel that, I mean, maybe it's not all of a sudden. It's actually not all of a sudden. We're just now waking up to it. So we're waking up to it, man. The movement is real. It's America first. America first or die, baby. Let's run it. I'm with that. I'm with America first. I'm not with anything else.